welcome to another On Deck Baseball King of the Hill tournament featuring On Deck Baseball Pro, the latest version of On Deck Baseball. Today we have a great game going on as the returning King of the Hill champions, 1927 Murderers Row, are going for their 6th consecutive win in the tournament. Their newest challenger will be 1990 Oakland American League. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to hit that thumbs up down below, maybe leave a comment. All of that lets these videos reach a much broader audience, so I do appreciate that. Now let's go over and take a look at what we have going on for 1990 Oakland. A lot of familiar names in here. You got the man Rickey Henderson, obviously 5s across the board on all of his stealing and speed ratings. Pretty decent outfielder, had a great season in 1990, batted .325 with 28 bombs, 65 stolen bases. Batting second, we got Carney Lansford over at third base, great third baseman with a strong arm. He's also got a 4-speed. He had 16 home runs and 16 stolen bases in 1990, batted .268. Then we got Jose Canseco batting third. He had 37 home runs in 1990, a .274 batting average. Batting fourth, Dave Henderson, playing center field with a strong arm out there. 20 home runs, .271 batting average. The DH for today's game is going to be Harold Baines. He hit 16 home runs, batted .284 in 1990. Then we have the Big Mac. Batted .235 in 1990, so not a great batting average. Did have 39 home runs though, so definitely a power threat. Terry Steinbach behind the plate. He'll be doing the catching duties for the starting pitcher. He batted .251, 9 home runs. Willie Randolph will be playing second base. Pretty decent fielder. In 1990, had a .257 batting average with 1 home run. A little bit average speed there. Walt Weiss, the young shortstop in 1990. Great defender with a -4, had some speed. Had a couple home runs, batted .265 in 1990. And on the mound for 1990 Oakland is going to be Dave Stewart. That's a very intimidating pose we have on that card. 2.56 ERA with a 1.16 whip. Had 166 Ks, and his record was 22-11 in 1990. For the returning champion Murderers Row, we have Urban Shocker getting his second start of the tournament. 2.84 ERA with a 1.24 whip, and had an 18-6 record. The lineup for Murderers Row is pretty similar to the previous games. We've got Earl Combs leading off, Mark Koenig batting second, the Sultan of SWAT, who won the game for Murderers Row in dramatic fashion last game with a walk-off home run, batting third, playing right. Lou Gehrig batting fourth, Bob Musial batting fifth, Tony Lazzari batting sixth. Then we have one change as Miller Huggins decides to go with Grabowski behind the plate, giving Pat Collins a day of rest. So Pat Collins taking a seat as Grabowski, a .277 hitter in 1927, no home runs. Good defender behind the plate, but not a strong arm, so watch out. Rickey Henderson may be tempted to steal a little bit more. Then we have batting eighth Joe Dugan and batting ninth Mike Gazella. As I said, Urban Shocker on the mound making his second start, so that's going to make Shocker going up against Stewart for Game 13 of our King of the Hill tournament. Let's go ahead and switch these up and get started with this game. So we're going to go ahead and switch our pitchers up here. Just going to put Urban Shocker up against 1990 Oakland. I'm going to go ahead and do my little grid here. Shocker is a righty. He can go 4 innings, has pretty good endurance though, and he's a 2-4. I'll go ahead and do the other one real quick so I don't have to worry about it. With Stewart. Alright, and we are ready for first pitch as Rickey Henderson will be going up against Urban Shocker. Alright, so it's righty versus righty. It's going to be equal roll. And we have a pitcher's card for Shocker. 4-3, and Henderson is going to ground out to third base. So 5-3 will kick off the game. Carney Lansford coming up to the plate now. Lansford a righty also. There's a lot of righties in this Oakland lineup. Harold Baines is a lefty, and Walt Weiss batting ninth, is a switch hitter. Those are the only batters that will not be batting right-handed against Shocker. So we're going to be -1 on a roll here. That is going to be a batter's card. First batter's card of the game, and Lansford hits a 10-9. Red 10, blue 9 is going to be a double. So Lansford finds himself in scoring position, only the second batter of the game. And that's going to bring up the always dangerous Jose Canseco. He's got a pretty good card here. 7 home runs on the back of that card in that batting matrix. He's a right-handed batter also. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card, though, as Shocker has control of the at-bat. And a 3-1 is a flyout to left field. Lansford is not going to be tagging there. Dave Henderson now coming up. Hendo, very strong arm out in center field. He was a very good defender. I think a better defender than most people give him credit for. 20 home runs. He has a pretty decent card on the back. Decent on-base percentage. 4 home runs there on that matrix. He is a righty also. It's going to be -2. That is going to fall to a pitcher's card. A 10-2 is a ground out, as Hendo will ground out to short. A 6-3 will end the top of the first. So now we head over to the bottom of the first inning. And Dave Stewart taking the mound against Earl Combs for Murderer's Row. Combs, a left-handed batter. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 10-3 is a flyout. Flyout goes to center field. Here comes Koenig. Switch hitter. He's going to be a -1 on a roll here. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Stewart. 6-1 is a ground out. Koenig will ground out to second, 4-3. That's going to bring up the Sultan of SWAT, Babe Ruth. We'll take a look at this card real quick before we move on. Obviously has a pretty decent arm, pretty decent fielder out there, but his big draw obviously is this matrix. Look at this. That is an incredible on-base percentage with a lot of pop there. No wonder he has 3 home runs so far in the tournament. Left-handed batter, it is going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card, so Stewart in control here. A 10-3 is a flyout to center field. So 27, New York goes down 1-2-3. And that is going to bring up Harold Baines. Harold Baines recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. And he is a left-handed batter. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Shocker. Shocker gets him to ground out to shortstop, 6-3. Here comes Big Mac. Big Mac with 6 home runs. Obviously, a little early on in his career, he went on that tear in the mid to late 90s. So right-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher is going to be a -2 on the roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 8-3 is a flyout. Flyout goes to left field. I think Oakland has a pretty good shot in this game. They have a much better bullpen than I thought they did. So if they can get into the later innings without allowing any runs, that bullpen will take over. We'll see how that goes. Terry Steinbach now coming up, right-handed batter. It's going to be -2 on a roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card for Shocker. A 10-8, blue 10, red 8 is another double. Steinbach reaching second base with 2 outs. And he's in scoring position. Willie Randolph coming to the plate, right-handed batter. It's going to be -2 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-1 will get Shocker out of the inning as Randolph will line out to shortstop. So no runs on 1 hit. And we go back over to 27, New York. Lou Gehrig leading off against Dave Stewart. Gehrig obviously a lefty. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Gehrig. 4-1 is a strikeout. Gehrig going down on strikes. That didn't happen very often. But Stewart giving him that intimidating look and sitting Gehrig down on the bench. It's going to be equal roll here from usual. 4 versus 4 on the confrontation roll. We have a batter's card. 6-2 is a line out. A line out goes to short. Stewart smoking here as he has 5 straight outs. Tony Lazzari coming to the plate. Righty versus righty. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Stewart. 2-1. He gets a strikeout. That is 2 consecutive 1-2-3 innings. We get to roll on the poise chart here for Stewart. If he gets a +1 here, that'll go straight to his ratings. A 7, he does. So now Stewart is a 5-5 against lefties and righties. That could come out big against this Murderers Row team. Coming back to the mound for the top of the third is Urban Shocker. Walt Weiss coming to the plate, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the game, a very good defender, very young player in 1990. Weiss is a switch hitter, so he'll be batting left-handed. It's going to be +1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-2 is a ground out to second base. 4-3 to kick off the top of the third. That's going to bring us back to the top of the order now. Rickey Henderson coming to the plate. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to third base. He is a right-handed batter. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's a batter's card. 9-7 is a double. So a third double for Oakland. All their 3 hits are doubles. And we have 1 on with 1 out and a man in scoring position, Carney Lansford, coming to the plate. Lansford had a double in the first. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Shocker. 2-1 is a strikeout. Lansford goes down swinging, and now bring up Canseco with a man on in scoring position and 2 away. It's going to be -1 on the roll. Batter's card for Canseco. 8-6 is a ground out right below a walk there. That ground out is going to go back to the pitcher as Shocker picks it up, scoops it over to Gehrig at first for the final out of the third inning. And now we go to the bottom of the third. Stewart rolling here as he just got that increase to his abilities. And Grabowski coming up for his first at-bat of the tournament. Grabowski a righty, so it's equal. Sorry, it's -2 now. That is going to go still to a batter's card. A 6-3 is a ground out, though. Ground out to the pitcher, 1-3. That's going to bring up Dugan. Dugan had a pretty good game, I believe, last game, unless I'm thinking of a previous. He did. He had a home run off the pitcher's card in the third inning of Game 12 of the King of the Hill tournament. He is a right-handed batter. It's going to be -3. It's going to be a batter's card for Dugan. 7-3 is a line out. Line out goes to third base. Stewart looking for his third consecutive 1-2-3 inning. If he gets this one, he automatically gets an increase. It's -3 on the roll. That's going to go down to a pitcher's card for Stewart. 9-3 is a flyout. A flyout to right field as Stewart is dealing here. He is now a 6-6 against these huge bats from New York. That is going to play big, I believe, in this game. Shocker coming out to the mound for the top of the fourth. If Oakland can just get some runs on the board here, Stewart's doing his part for the team. Dave Henderson coming up to the plate. Righty versus righty. It's going to be -2. It's going to be a batter's card for Dave Henderson. 4-1 is a strikeout. 1 away. Harold Baines coming to the plate. Lefty batter. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-5 is a ground out to shortstop. 6-3. Shocker doing almost as good as Stewart here, although Oakland does have 3 hits. That's going to bring up Big Mac now, a -2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 2-2 is a strikeout. So 3 away here in the top of the fourth, and we're going to go back over now to the bottom of the fourth and see if 27 New York can get their first hit of the game as the top of the order comes to the plate. Earl Combs flew out to center his first at-bat. Stewart now a 6-6 against lefties and righties, and that is going to be a -1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 5-1 is a strikeout. Stewart continues to deal. Mark Koenig, grounded out to second his first at-bat. It's going to be -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Stewart again. 6-2 is a pop-out. Pop-out goes to center field. 2 away. If Stewart gets this out, he will be now a 7-7, but he's got a big challenge ahead of him as Ruth comes to the plate. It's going to be a -1 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 8-3 is a flyout to center field as Stewart has not allowed anything through 4, and he is now a 7-7. That's the highest I've seen a pitcher in this tournament. I'm going to go back over to the top of the 5th now. Irvin Shocker is a 4-5. We need to roll on his first inning passed. You roll 1, that is no change for Shocker. He will remain a 2-4. As Terry Steinbach comes to the plate, right-handed batter, it's going to be -2. That is going to be a pitcher's card. And Shocker gets Steinbach to fly out to center field. Willie Randolph now coming to the plate, 0 for 1, lined out to short in his first at-bat. It's going to be -2. That is a pitcher's card for Shocker. 9-6, red 9, blue 6 is a ground out. Ground out goes to third base, 5-3 as Randolph heads back to the dugout, and Walt Weiss coming to the plate, 0 for 1. He grounded out to second his first at-bat. Be +1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Shocker. 6-1 is a ground out there, and a ground out to short will end the top of the 5th. And that is 2 consecutive 1-2-3 innings for Shocker. We get to roll on his poise. And no change there. So this is definitely a pitcher's duel as we head into the bottom of the 5th. Dave Stewart is a 5 stamina. Don't have to roll on him yet, as he can go 5 innings before any fatigue rolls. And that's going to bring up Lou Gehrig, 27 New York, still looking for their first hit of the game. Gehrig, a left-handed batter, it's going to be -2 with Stewart with those increases. That is a pitcher's card. A 10-6, and we have our first base hit of the game for New York as Gehrig rips a single to left field, and that's going to bring up Musial now with nobody on, 1 on and nobody out. Musial, right-handed batter, it's going to be -3 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-4 is a ground out, possible double play here. Ground ball goes to third base. A third baseman, Lansford, is a 4. Gehrig, we need a 7 or an 8 for him to beat out that. We do not get it. He's out at second. That is a 5-4. And the second baseman, Randolph, is a 3 on Musial. And we roll a 6. Musial beats that out. So we have a fielder's choice. 5-4. And a man on first base. Steinbach has a 3 arm behind the plate. I think Musial's going to try and get something going here. His jump is a 4. Hold runners for Stewart is a -3. It's a +1 on a roll. He does get the jump. And now we steal. Steinbach's arm, as I mentioned, is a 3. Roll 1 die here. We roll a 2 and he beats it out. Musial moves over to second base on a stolen base. And now we'll bring up Lazzari with a man in scoring position. Lazzari, a right-handed batter, is going to be -3. That's going to be a batter's card for Lazzari. 1-1 though, he gets cut down on strikes. 2 away, bringing up Grabowski with a man in scoring position. It's going to be -4 on Grabowski. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-7 is a base hit. Grabowski with the knock. Musial is going to come around to score, and we have a 1-0 ball game in favor of 27 New York. So New York takes the lead. There is 2 away. We have a man on first, and it's a -5 on the roll here. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-4 is a flyout to center field. So that'll do it here in the 5th. as New York takes a 1-0 lead. Urban Shocker coming back out to the mound. We do have to roll on his second inning. We roll a 9 is a -2. That is going to take him out of the game. That's okay because we have Wilsie Moore, who was already warming up in the bullpen. Moore, pretty good relief pitcher for 27 New York. And he is a right-handed pitcher who can go 3. He is a 4-5, so he's actually a better arm than Shocker. And that's going to bring up Henderson. Henderson is 1 for 2 with a double back in the third. Right-handed batter, it's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Henderson. 6-6 is going to be a base hit. Henderson reaches, and you know what that means. Henderson is going to try and take off here. His jump is a 5. Hold runners is a -2. That's a +3 on a roll. He gets the jump. Grabowski just a 2-arm back there. Rolling 1 die here. We roll a 2, and Henderson slides in safely. A man in scoring position with nobody out, bringing up Carney Lansford. This could be a big inning here for Oakland, and they need it. -2 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-3 is a flyout for Lansford. Flyout goes to left. That's going to bring up Canseco. Canseco 0 for 2. It's going to be a -2 on the roll. Going to be a pitcher's card. 10-4 is a walk. So 2 on, 1 away, men on first and second. Dave Henderson coming to the plate. Henderson 0 for 2. It's a -3 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-8 is a big double. That is a 4th double for Oakland. Henderson, Rickey Henderson, comes around to score. Canseco is at third. We're going to see where that goes. That goes to left field. The left fielder Musial has a 5-arm. Ooh, Canseco on a 5-arm, risking home. That's only 40% chance. We are going to stay there as Henderson ties, Dave Henderson that is, ties the game as Rickey Henderson scores. And we have now a 1-1 ball game. Harold Baines coming to the plate with second and third and only 1 away. Harold Baines is a left-handed batter. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-6 is a base hit. Canseco will score. I'm going to see where that one goes now. That one goes to left field again, so it's only going to score 1 as they are afraid to run on Musial's arm. That is a 1 RBI single for Baines as Oakland now takes the lead over 27 New York. And something that the other teams have not been able to do in a tournament thus far. That's going to bring up Big Mac again with 2 on and only 1 out. Men on first and third. And Mac is a righty against a righty, so it's a -3 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Big Mac. 4-4 is going to be a ground ball plus. The only play will be at first base here. That ground ball is going to go to first base. And Gehrig's arm, throwing it over to Moore, covering, is a 3. So that's going to go over here, and Mac has a 40% chance of beating this out. He rolls a 10. McGuire with an infield base hit. Dave Henderson will score. That is 3 runs now in this inning as Oakland takes a 3-1 lead. We have to roll on Moore now on his poise chart. We roll a 6. There is no change there. And Oakland is in charge here. 3 consecutive base hits, 3 consecutive RBI base hits, gives them a 3-1 lead. Terry Steinbach now coming up with men on first and second with only 1 out. -3 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-7 is another base hit. Baines just going over to third. We have bases loaded now with only 1 out. Willie Randolph coming to the plate. It's going to be -3. That's going to be a batter's card for Randolph. Dropped my die. 2-1 is going to be a strikeout. Randolph goes down swinging. Walt Weiss now coming up in a big spot here. Bases loaded, 2 away. It's going to be a -1. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-3 is a ground out. Weiss grounds out to end the threat, 4-3. But Oakland does its damage with 5 hits in the inning and 3 runs scored as they take a 3-1 lead. And that is going to bring up 1927 New York. Let's see if they can come back. Dave Stewart, we are going to have to roll as he has reached his max innings. Roll 1 die. We're rolling 8. It's a -2. That will bring him down to a 5-5, still ahead of the game here. Mike Gazella coming up to the plate. -3 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Gazella. 10-3 is a flyout to left field. And I'll bring up the top of the order for 27 New York. Earl Combs coming to the plate. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 5-3 is a ground ball plus. We'll see where it goes. It goes over to shortstop. The shortstop arm on Weiss is a 3. Risk here. Pretty good chance Combs beats this out. Rolls a 5, and he does. Combs with an infield single. That's going to bring a Koenig with 1 out and 1 on. Koenig 0 for 2. Switch hitter. It's going to be -2 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-2 is a flyout to right field. Ruth now coming to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Flew out to center twice. It is equal roll here. It's going to be a batter's card for Ruth. 7-2 is a walk. So he does reach. There's 2 away. First and second. Here comes Gehrig. Gehrig's still looking for his first home run of the tournament. It's going to be equal roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 7-4 is a ground out. That will end the threat here as Gehrig grounds out the third. That'll do it. We're through 6 innings now. 1990 Oakland still leading 3-1. Moore coming in for his second inning of work. And coming up to the plate is Rickey Henderson, who got things going last inning with a base hit and a stolen base. Henderson's going to be -1 on the roll here. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-4 is a ground out. Just short. Carney Lansford now coming to the plate. Righty versus righty, -2. It's going to be a pitcher's card for Moore. 9-1. We have a situation, which I don't have my cards. We're going to roll 2 die on our situation matrix here. We roll blue 5, red 7. It's going to be on a shortstop. We will roll 1 die. We roll a 2. Shortstop chases a foul pop fly into the stands. Dives into the stands to make the catch. If shortstop's defensive rating plus roll is less than 6, batter is out on a pop out to short. No runners will advance on the play. Shortstop bruises ankle on the play and must be removed from the game. So we're going to see if Koenig can make this out. He is going to have to leave the game, but he is a -2 on defense. So we need to roll 1 die. 9 -2 is a 7. He does not make the play. So Koenig gets injured going into the stands. And we're going to have to put in a new shortstop for 27 New York. And that is going to be Ray Morehart. We'll see his first action of the tournament. He is not a great shortstop here. So they will lose some on the defensive side and the offensive side, as Morehart replaces Koenig. That's going to be a big loss for 27 New York, especially going into these later innings if they still are trailing. So we're going to go ahead and roll over now on Lansford. And he is a -2. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-2 is a ground out. So after all that, Lansford will ground out to short 6-3. Jose Canseco now coming up with 2 away. Righty versus righty, it's -2. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Moore. 4-1 is a pop out, and now we'll do it here. Pop out to third, but the damage is done on the player's side of things as Koenig is removed from the game. We're going to head over now to the bottom of the 7th. New York still trailing. And we have to roll on Stewart on his 2nd inning here. He's still ahead, so I'm going to keep him in. Roll a 9, and that is a -2. That's a 3-3. That could be damaging. We'll see if he can get past this inning, but he may not see the 8th. So that's going to bring up Musial now. It's going to be a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 10-1 is a flyout. Flyout goes to center. Tony Lazzari coming to the plate. Lazzari is a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Lazzari. 10-10. Lazzari hits a knock against Stewart, and that brings New York within 1 run now. 3-2. Oakland still leading, but Lazzari helps them inch back as Grabowski will come to the plate with 1 away, nobody on. It's going to be equal roll. It's going to be a batter's card. Lost my die again. 10-8. Blue 10, red 8 is a base hit. Grabowski gets his 2nd hit of the game. That's going to bring up Dugan. Dugan -1 on the roll. That's going to be batter's card. 9-2 is a flyout for the 2nd out of the inning. And a flyout goes to center. Mike Gazella coming up to the plate now. Righty versus righty -1. That's going to be a batter's card on Gazella. 8-3 though is a flyout to left field to end it. Now Moore going into his 3rd inning of work. He is still good to go, and we have Dave Henderson leading things off. He got the scoring started as he doubled in Rickey Henderson in the top of the 6th. There's going to be a -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-2 is a flyout for Dave Henderson to kick off the 8th in center field. 1 away. Harold Baines coming to the plate. There's going to be a -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-5 is a possible error. We're going to roll on the same matrix on a 10-10, which is a double. So he does get the double. We got to see where the double goes, though. Double is going to go down to right field, which is Ruth. So Ruth either makes the play, or we're going to see some extra bases here on a double. So only an 8 is going to have him make the play. We roll. It's going to be a 1 base error. So it's a double. And Baines will find himself on 3rd with the error. We'll see how damaging that can be as the inning continues. 1 away. Man in scoring position. Big Mac coming to the plate. It's going to be -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 3-1 is a, let's see, red 3. That's going to be a ground ball to first base on the corner, so the runner will not score, or the runner will not score from 3rd. So that's going to bring up Terry Steinbach now. Steinbach, 2 for 3 so far. It's going to be -3 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-1 is a pop out. Pop out will go to shortstop as I will end the top of the 8th. And we head over to the bottom of the 8th now. Stewart is a 3, but you know what? You know who we have in the bullpen for Oakland? A left-hander that cuts down lefties, Rick Honeycutt. 2.70 ERA, 1.07 WHIP in 1990. 38 Ks. He had 2-2 record with 7 saves. He will be coming in to face these big left-handed bats at the top of the order for New York. He can only go 1 inning. He has a 5 against lefties and a 4 against righties. See if they can hold 27 New York here. So we go to the top of the order. Earl Combs coming to the plate. Left-handed batter, it's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Combs. 9-4 is a base hit. Honeycutt not starting out great. Now Moorhart getting his first at-bat of the tournament. He is a left-handed batter. It's a -2. That's going to be a batter's card for Moorhart. 8-4 is a line out, though. The line out is going to go to short. Here comes Ruth. Left-handed batter versus left-handed pitcher. It's going to be -1 on a roll. It's going to be a batter's card for Ruth. 7-3 is a walk. 2 on, 1 away. And here comes Gehrig, another big left-handed batter. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Gehrig. 1-1, though, his second strikeout of the game. And there is 2 away. Musial coming up to the plate, a right-handed batter now. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a pitcher's card for Honeycutt. 3-3, Honeycutt gets out of it, another K. And that will do it for the bottom of the 8th. We head over now to the top of the 9th. We'll see more. We are going to roll on him as he has reached his max innings. We have roll on this 1 inning column passed. We roll 1 is no change. Moore pitching good so far, except for that first inning. Actually, he hasn't pitched great, but you know what? That's okay. We have Willie Randolph coming to the plate. Right-handed batter versus right-handed pitcher is going to be -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 1-1 is a strikeout. 1 away. Walt Weiss now coming to the plate. He is 0 for 3. It's going to be -1. That's a pitcher's card. 9-1 is a situation. Another situation. Let's see what goes here. I rolled my 2 die. It's a 9-7. Blue 9, red 7. It's on the catcher. We will roll 1 die and see what happens to Grabowski. His first game in a tournament, and he's already getting tested. I roll a 10. Batter hits ground ball to short. Catcher hurts ankle while backing up the throw to first. Catcher is pulled from the game. Tests later show a severe ankle sprain, and the catcher will miss the next 2 games. So Grabowski comes in, goes 2 for 3 to rest Collins, but unfortunately has to come out of the game and will miss the next 2. And Collins is going to come into the game to replace his replacement. And it was a ground out to short for Weiss. So 6-3. Grabowski injured on the play, but they do get their second out of the inning. As we go to the top of the order, and Rickey Henderson come into the plate. Henderson 2 for 4 with a run scored, a double, and a stolen base. It's going to be -1. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 5-2 is a pop out. Henderson will pop out 2 left to end the game, to end the inning. The top of the 9th. And we are going to go now to the bottom of the 9th for 1927 New York as they trail by 1 run. See if anybody has some heroics here. Honeycutt, you know something? He did his job. Was a little sloppy at first, but he's coming out of the game, and I think everybody knows who's going to be coming in for 1990 Oakland for the save. The Eck. Dennis Eckersley, .61 ERA, .61 WHIP, 73 Ks, 48 saves, a 4-2 record. If anybody is going to close out this game and hand 1927 New York their first loss of the tournament and get them eliminated, it's going to be Eck. So we're going to now have Lazari coming to the plate. Eck is a 5-5 against batters. Not a lot of wiggle room there. It's going to be -1. That's going to be a batter's card. 8-1 is another situation. Wow. Already roll the die. Let's see how this can disrupt the bottom of the 9th here. A 4-3 is on the catcher again, but this time on Steinbach. We're going to roll one die. A 10. It's the same exact situation. Unbelievable. So this is going to ground out to short. Steinbach is going to have to come out. And our backup catcher is going to be Ron Hassey. And he may end up being the starter for a little bit if Oakland can advance. I'll just write them in here. He's a better defender, same arm. So not a huge difference there. Alright, so one away. And that is going to bring up Pat Collins, who replaced his replacement, Johnny Grabowski. Didn't write in stuff here. And Grabowski is a right-handed batter. It's going to be -3. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 2-2, that's a strikeout. Eckersley cuts him down. Here comes Dugan. Possibly the last out between New York 27 and elimination. We have a -3 roll here. It's going to be a pitcher's card. It's 9-6. A base hit. Dugan is aboard. Coming up, Mike Gazella now. Is there life in his bat to tie the game against one of the best closers in the history of the game? We shall see. -3 on a roll. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 6-7. Blue 6, red 7 is a ground out. A ground out to third base to end the game. Murderer's Row is finally eliminated after 5 consecutive victories as 1990 Oakland takes a victory away from 1927 New York. And we are going to give Dave Stewart the player of the game, as he was just rolling through the first few innings. Let's go ahead and do his stats now. He gets the victory. He goes 7 innings. He allows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, 2 runs. Both of them are earned. He walked 1 batter while striking out 1, 2, 3, 4 batters, and faced 27 batters and allowed that 1 home run to Lazzari. Honeycutt came in. He'll get a no decision or a hold. He had 1 inning pitched, gave up 1 hit, did not give up any runs, allowed 1 walk, struck out 2, faced 5, did not allow any home runs. And Dennis Eckersley comes in for the save. Allows 1 hit. He did strike out 1, didn't give up any runs or walks while facing 4 batters. On the other side, Shocker, who was pulled after 5 due to the fatigue. He does, let's see, 6. He does not get the loss. Moore will end up saddled with the loss there. Shocker will give up 3 hits. They were all doubles, no runs, and no walks. He had actually pitched a very good game, but does not come away or help 27 New York gain their 6th victory of the tournament. And Moore came in. He pitched 4, gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits. All 3 runs that Oakland scored, allowing 1 walk while striking out 2, and he faced 19 batters, no home runs allowed. We're going to go ahead and do our fatigue tracker. We don't have to do 27 New York, so I'm not going to pull that out again. However, on the Oakland side, Stewart, he pitched 7, so he gets 2 for the innings, 1 for the appearance, and he only goes in, so he's going in at 3. because all of his increases balance out. And then Honeycutt will get 1 for the appearance. Same with Eck. So 1927 New York takes their first loss and is eliminated from the tournament. Dave Stewart follows and leads 1990 Oakland to victory, as they are the team that takes down 1927 Murderers Row. I've been looking for a team to do it, and they are the ones that stepped up. A lot of great at-bats, a lot of great hits here for Oakland. Henderson went 2 for 5. That's Rickey Henderson went 2 for 5 with a run scored and a stolen base. Dave Henderson got that double to drive him in. Harold Baines goes 2 for 4. So a lot of great at-bats there, as 1990 Oakland destroys this consecutive game winning streak by 1927 New York, eliminates the champions of 5 games in a row. And we shall see who 1990 Oakland takes on in the next game. I do want to thank you for joining me for this game. It was exciting, a nice pitcher's duel at the beginning there, and then Oakland kind of taking over from the 6th on. If you could, hit that thumbs up down below, leave a comment, and we look forward to the next game of our King of the Hill tournament. And as always, I thank you for joining me.